Hey, I've got a question from the internet, a little wisdom from the crowd. And it's coming from a
Wisdom of the crowd is a good name for this segment.
I got some wisdom of the crowd, and it's coming from a news source that seems like it could be. I don't know. I'm excited about it because I didn't realize that there were questions on WikiHow. And Emily.
Oh shit, Griffin.
What, Trav?
I also pulled a WikiHow article.
Oh, for this episode?
Yeah.
How wild. Is it how to hide from a murderer?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the one I've chosen. You have so many bits. Please leave me the crumbs and scraps of how to hide from a murderer on WikiHow. Thank you, Emily. And WikiHow, if you've been on it, it's got all the little charming little doodles and illustrations of how to do things that you probably shouldn't need a guide on how to do it. I don't know. There's some helpful stuff in how to hide from a murderer. Like hiding effectively. You got to use your barricades. Stay quiet. Turn your phone on silent, people. This is not Get Murdered 101.
But that's like the opposite from what I learned from Home Alone.
Yeah, I guess he made himself known.
He yelled a lot.
Yeah, he announced his presence. That's sort of the he goes for like the scream at the bear style of threat avoidance.
Right.
Punch the shark in the nose.
Unless you think of Kevin McAllister as the killer, at which point
and you do
Harv and Marv or whatever their names were didn't do a good job.
They say to choose a hiding place that can be barricaded, and then number 3 is obscure your location, and then number 4 is avoid hiding together, and then number 5 is hide in, behind, or under something. So most of these tips so far are hide well. And
how far down the list is like make the murderer fall in love with you?
It's coming. There is one that says hide in plain sight if necessary, which just means pretend to have already been murdered. So if the murderer's in your house and sees your body on the floor, and they'll be like, "Did I already murder them? Shit, I forgot. Yeah. I got so excited with all the murdering, I lost count of how many murders I'd done. Shit."
That really doesn't work if you live alone, though, does it?
Yeah. Run away is on there. Head to safety. Plan to fight if you must is about halfway down. And that means, get an improvised weapon, take their knife and use the knife on them to make them die instead.
Yeah. Now, here's the problem with that being so low down the list, though, Griffin.
Yeah. I've already run away.
If I've just Googled this because I need it in the moment,
right, and
I've barricaded myself into my hiding spot, and I don't have the weapon with me, they should have put plan to fight if you need to first,
right,
and then, but here's some other stuff
number
you can do.
The part 3 of this article is planning ahead, and it includes things like have a safe room and make sure you have important supplies in your safe room, like according to this image, 2 baseball bats and a shotgun, and no food. So that's great. Now, here's why I wanted to bring the WikiHow.
Real briefly, I will say that I appreciate that plan ahead for getting murdered is sort of like normalization of an anxiety disorder.
Right.
Which I do enjoy that.
Yeah, no.
Because some of us have been doing that since we were 5.
Some of us have been planning ahead for everything all the time.
Now, I wanted to bring WikiHow because I didn't realize this until Emily sent this in. At the bottom of every WikiHow article, there is a community Q&A. And there's some good stuff in there. The answers are provided by the community. The questions are asked by the community. And let's just go down. I think they are ranked by how helpful they have been found by the community. So we can start at the top. Are we allowed to randomly throw steak knives at them? If someone's trying to kill you, you can defend yourself, but throwing steak knives seems like a good way to arm your attacker, especially if you are not a skilled knife thrower.
Randomly certainly implies that, right?
Right.
I mean, randomly throwing steak knives, no. Yeah. If you're targeting sort of some of the jellies of the body.
Right.
Can I calculatedly throw steak knives at the body? Yeah.
And we do get into sort of, I believe it differs state to state on whether or not if you hurt the intruder, then is it okay? And that gets us into some weird territory. One of the questions is straight up, what should I do if I accidentally kill the murderer while fighting? Which I want to be like, listen, somebody's...
put the cart before the murder horse a little bit.
If someone breaks into my house to murder me, and my mind jumps to, I hope I don't murder them.
Now, I do like the use of the word, though, in the question of allowed, as though you would start throwing steak knives at the murderer, and the murderer would be like, hey, now.
Yeah.
That's dirty pool.
So, now, another question is, what if the murderer finds you in your hiding spot, and they say fight back and aim for the head, especially the temple, neck, or eyes with the weapon, or the eyes, neck, and nose with your hands using tightly closed fists? Okay, am I supposed to do that, or pretend to already be murdered?
Well, the third option is obviously they find you, and then you say, oh, you got me. Okay, now you hide, and I'll seek. And seek, because 50-50, that's going to work.
Yeah, and now my man gets in there. I don't know who asked this, but it's me in another dimension. Asks, what if I need to use the bathroom while hiding? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Great. My two concerns when a murder breaks in my house is, one, I hope I don't murder them instead, and two, piss would be pretty choice right about now, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to.
You could do amnesty.
Oh,
time out.
Amnesty. Time out.
See, this is why it helps to have a cube, because if you have a cube, that's your panic room and your bathroom all at once.
Oh man, can you imagine trying to kill Joey Chestnut in his filth?
What would you even do? You could open up the container and see just the orange liquid floating inside.
Yes. Immediately, it's aerosol. Some of Joey is aerosolized and it just toxic to humans.
It's too soon.
My molecular structure, please. I'm here to murder you, Joey Chestnut. You've already killed me.
Man, this new M. Night movie is really weird, huh?
Oh, Trav, are you talking about Old? The new M. Night movie, Old. Where people go to Old Beach and become old in Old. Catch Old this summer with M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
Starring Joey Chestnut.
I had a great, real briefly. My wife said to me, "Did you hear about the new M. Night movie?" And I said, "No." And she briefly told me about it. And she said, "It's supposed to be a return to form for M. Night." I'm like, okay. She said, "Although I heard that the Visit was supposed to be good. So maybe that was his return to form." And I said, "Sweetheart, we watched The Visit. We saw this film." And she said, "Well, I guess it probably wasn't a return to form because we did watch the film and not maintain any of the memories of
his form is something new now. He has a new form." I just wanted to close this out with one of the last questions is, what if I just gave up and let him take me, like if he won fair and square? And they answered,
I respect that.
Man, that's good sportsmanship. I like that.
If he was a murderer, then he'd most likely kill you, so I don't recommend this course of action. Yeah, but at a certain point, also, like, if I don't have my weapons and I'm laying on the floor and the murderer says, "Hey, straight up, I don't think I murdered you yet, did I?" And I rolled over like, "Nah, there's nothing I can do now. Peace. Take me. You win. You did it. Congratulations." I was worried I was going to murder you there for a second, but it looks like that was an unfounded
Could I
concern.
pee first?
Could I please do it so that my family members don't find me in a big sticky mess?
Let's take a break.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, for sure.
We've been working hard.